Hey everyone, Xander here from XS Gaming Podcast, and if you guys haven't noticed, I am not in my game room like usual. I'm actually out of town right now. I'm with my buddy Devin, or also known as Devin Toxicate. And you know, we thought it'd be really cool since it was actually his birthday yesterday. On a Friday, we decided to go out of town and go to his hometown of Apex. And he's going to show me some really cool video game places, like different flea markets and mom and pop shops, and I'm really excited about it. So, Devin, what kind of games are you looking for?
Some RPGs and, you know, collect some more of my time. I recently just bought Final Fantasy IX off the PS Network for $4. Good deal. I mean, you buy it offline, it's $20 and you get the strategy guide. You can buy it for $5 and get a pretty good deal on the network.
For sure. And, you know, I thought it was really awesome that, you know, I'm going to some places that I haven't been to in years. I haven't been to the Raleigh Flea Market in 11 years. I haven't been to this place since I was 16 years old. And it's going to be really cool and very nostalgic, and we're going to meet up with some other people that we know down here. And mainly what I'm looking for is like PlayStation 1 games, Sega Saturn games. I'm really wanting to build up my PSP collection. So, I mean, if there's some Nintendo or Super Nintendo games that get thrown in there, or some other Sega titles, I'll definitely have to pick it up, but that's definitely what I'm looking for.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure with all the places we'll be going to and looking around, I'm almost positive we'll have good luck.
Yeah, it's like playing the lottery when it's game chasing. I mean, sometimes you might find a gem, sometimes you might not find anything, but the main thing is we're going to have a lot of fun, and we want to make sure you guys are going to join us on the trip, so I hope you guys enjoy.
Hey everyone, Xander here from XS Gaming Podcast, and if you guys can't tell, it's kind of melted off, but it's actually snowing right now in Raleigh. And I'm at the Raleigh Flea Market right now, and you know, it's going to be hit or miss because it is snowing, so the weather is going to kind of maybe put a damper on finding some old video games, but we're definitely going to take a look, and let's go. Now, we haven't found any retro video games yet, but I have to say this is really, really cool. It's a Zelda sword. And it's actually really great quality, and you know, it's only $40, and it's actually made in, you know, the flea market. It's a Song Trading Company, and they have some really awesome work. If you guys are big fans of Bleach, they actually have some of the weapons here and stuff like that. And you know, this is very nostalgic to me as well, as going to flea markets and finding retro games, but also finding, you know, specialty swords and knives and action figures and stuff like that. So if you guys are ever in the Raleigh area, definitely check this place out. The prices are really affordable and the quality is really awesome. Alright guys, I'm actually filming this one solo. This is Steven. I actually went to high school with him, and he's a big person in our little XS Gaming Podcast forum community on Facebook, and we actually found some video games, and it's really cool. I can't really film too much in here, but I want to show you guys that we have found some definite good finds, some anime, and there's Devin over there. Say hey, Devin.
What's up? Finding some really good anime, so games are not my top priority right now.
But yeah, guys, again, I'm gonna have to check this off, but I definitely found some stuff. Anyway guys, this sadly concludes our awesome trip that we had this weekend. Even though we went through some snow, which is very rare that it snows, by the way, but we had some snow. We had some awesome finds at some flea markets and some other stores, and some of them I could film, some of them I couldn't. And needless to say, I found some awesome finds. Now, I remember I was talking about what I was looking for was like Sega Saturn games and PlayStation 1 games. But I ironically found a lot of PSP games. A lot of RPG PSP games, like Tactics Ogre, which is an excellent Square Enix strategy RPG. I also got Ys, Oath in Thangera, or Flangana, whichever you guys want to pronounce that. I'm just now starting to get into the Ys series. I played a little bit of it on the Master System, absolutely enjoyed it. And this is like a remake of the Ys 3 in the whole 3D environment, new graphics, and, you know, enhanced soundtracks. I'm really anxious to give this a go. Also, you're more familiar with this than I am, but I actually picked up my first Disgaea game. Now, from what I've heard, like you were telling me, this is more based off the anime series.
Right. It's got a... Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's all good, man.
But it's got Laharl on the cover. It follows a little bit after the show. It's kind of like a flip of what would happen at the end of the series instead of what the end game was. I don't want to ruin anything in case you have the opportunity to watch the series. It's great find. If you ever get the opportunity to subscribe to Funimation.com, it's $7.50 a month. It's honestly probably one of the best subscriptions besides Netflix. You get anime all the time, and there's a lot of bugs on the site, and it's down a lot, but you know, they generally have it fixed as fast as they can.
Yeah, and if any big anime watchers that watch this show, you know that anime can be just as expensive as video game collecting. So any way to kind of save a buck and enjoy some good, you know, anime, definitely go for it. I also picked up some non-RPGs. This is probably my favorite in the Street Fighter Alpha series. I picked up a copy of Street Fighter Alpha 3. I have it on the PlayStation 1 and also on the Alpha Collection on PS2. And it's going to be great to have this as a portable game to, you know, take with me anywhere on the go. And also I got, for $3, I got Loco Roco, which is a very unique platformer game that uses the shoulder buttons. And it has a very, very cool soundtrack and great art. Now, one of the places that I was mentioning, Edward McKay's, that I could not go inside and record, I did manage to find some PlayStation games. I picked up, and you guys are going to be like, why doesn't this guy already have this game? But I've had it years and years. I've traded it. I've given it away. But I finally picked up another copy of Resident Evil 2, which is one of my favorite Resident Evils of all time. And now I feel pretty good that I have, you know, Resident Evil 1 through 3 now on PlayStation. I feel like this was a big completion mission right here. And what I really thought was funny about Resident Evil 2 is they always had that little sweepstakes that you can win a part in the movie, because this is back when they were talking about the Resident Evil movie that early on. But it wasn't until years later it was completely different than what they imagined it would be. And some people love the movies. Some people don't like them. I'm not a big fan of the movies. But I also picked up another great PlayStation 2 game from the late and great Clover Studio, and that is Okami. Now, I have personally not played this game yet, but I've always been intrigued by the art style, always been attracted to it. I've had a lot of people tell me it was a very, you know, cult-based game that was very, very fun. And like we were talking, it almost made me think of like Twilight Princess with the wolf and everything. So I'm wondering if it kind of plays in that style, but we'll definitely have to check it out. And the only thing I did get that was Sega Saturn was actually from Devin. When we went to his we went to the little place to stay at. This is like his old house. When we went to stay over here, I found a Panzer Dragoon manual.
And see, you know, honestly, if I was to go and start looking around, I probably would find my Panzer Dragoon series. But unfortunately, I'm lazy and I don't live in this area anymore. But when I do move back, I will definitely keep an eye out for the games.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, if you can find bits and pieces of games, definitely go for it, because, you know, I have the manual now. So if I find, you know, the game out in the wild that has just a jewel case and a disc, it makes me one step further in completion without having to order the parts online and build a complete collection, because that can be a lot of fun, but it can be very, very tedious.
It's like a card.
Yeah, it's a lot like that. Also, I went to Trade It, which was a really unique pawn shop that had some more retro games than in my pawn shops in Wilmington. I picked up a copy of Pinbot, which was a really cool pinball game. I actually had the box manual to this, but I don't have the game. Like I was saying, putting together a game collection. But I bought this for about like $3. Why not?
Yeah, I do have to mention that the Trade It. I like the way that they had the games packaged and sealed.
Yeah,
in its own
if you
case.
see that right there, it's like in its own little bag. So, I mean, it's cool because if you don't want to play it right now, you can put it somewhere. You don't have to worry about dust or anything like that. It's like it was in like a little saran wrap sandwich bag almost. It's really cool.
Eventually, your game's going to be like,
But guys, the one find that I found at the flea market that I really enjoyed is I bought my first Super Famicom game. I bought Final Fantasy V. Now I've played Final Fantasy V. I have it on the PlayStation. I have it on Game Boy Advance. But it was really cool to see the original Japanese cart. And you know what's really funny is anyone that goes out there and finds cartridges, you know that people write their names all over it. Apparently they do that in Japan too, because if you guys look right there, it's got some Japanese written in Sharpie, and normally I would take a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and would wipe it right off, but I think this adds more of a uniqueness to it, and any of you guys that know Japanese can translate that for me and tell me what that says, you know, because I know we always get the cards that say like Keith.
oh yeah.
or like
It's probably like play me.
yeah, or something. I don't know, but I thought this was really cool. And Devin, you also got a really, really cool thing from the flea market as well.
Yeah, you know, we were looking around and we went into a sword shop. Tongue-tied early in the morning. But we went to a sword shop and I actually picked up a nice find. I was looking for some video games and I didn't really find anything that piqued my interest as far as gaming went.
For sure, yeah.
And but I picked up Masamune, which is Sephiroth's sword, and I got it for $75. I believe it's $75, $80. But hey, it was a great find.
But yeah, man, that is an awesome sword. I thought that was a great find. And that place, I even mentioned it in the video, has some great handcrafted swords.
Oh yeah, it does.
I mean, from Zelda to, you know, Final Fantasy, Bleach, I mean, you name it, this guy crafts it all by hand. And at great affordable prices, too. I was very surprised when I heard that it was handcrafted. But, you know, I have to say, I found some great things. I had a great time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And, you know, this was definitely something that I would love to do more often, but, you know, with work and being a grown-up and everything, sometimes you don't, sometimes you don't have, you know, the luxury of doing that. And, you know, I really enjoyed it, and I think it was a great birthday for you, Devin.
Oh yeah, I believe this is probably one of the best birthdays I've had in a really long time. Good friends, good food, great time at the arcade.
Yeah, the arcade was a lot of fun. The only thing I hated about that place was they had no fighting games. No fighting games whatsoever, but they had a lot
I
of...
was really surprised about that.
Yeah. But they had a lot of racing and a lot of classic Sega arcades that just really brought back a lot of memories. 2 hours away is, you know, Apex isn't that far away from Wilmington, but just the big city and seeing everything they had to offer. And thank you very much, Steven, that was in the video. He's a really big part of the Excess Gaming podcast forum, which you guys can join too on our Facebook page. And it was cool running back into him and kind of, you know, talking about that stuff and looking for games. And I have to say, we were definitely feeding off of each other about buying video games. And thank God we had some money on us, because we'd be really broke. Not saying that we're not broke now, but we would be like really broke.
For breakfast and food.
But anyway, guys, thank you for watching and thanks for subscribing. And until then, happy gaming. Go ahead and go.
It's so damn long.
That's what she said.